Today, I will be showing you how to make delicious chocolate chip edible cookies.
That you have to watch out for.
Hi, and welcome back to the 2021 SEVA Awards celebration. I'm Nebaiot, and today we're continuing with daily finalist announcements in preparation for Sunday's SEVA Award Night celebration. Join us each day this week at 5 p.m. right here on SECC's Comcast 16 as we gear up for Sunday's virtual event. You can also stream and connect with us online at secctv.org and by using the hashtag SEVA Awards. Today we're announcing the SEVA 2021 finalists in the Instructional category. The Instructional category recognizes programs that teach about a subject or skill or give how-to advice related to an educational topic. Let's take a look at this year's Instructional finalists. In the K-3 Instructional category, the finalists are COVID-19 Educational Video, Florence Marcofford Elementary School. How to Draw an Owl, Phoebe Hurst Elementary School. How to Make a Mug Cake, Florence Marcofford Elementary School. How to Make a Piñata Out of Stuff You Have at Home, Green Oaks Fundamental Elementary School. How to Make Delicious Pancakes, Phoebe Hurst Elementary School. Practice Positivity, Florence Marcofford Elementary School. Way to go, K-3! In the grades 4 to 6 Instructional category, the finalists are Cooking with Ben, Tacos, Helen Carr Costello Elementary School. Don't Run with Scissors, Sunrise Elementary School. How to Carve a Pumpkin Safely, Sunrise Elementary School. How to Design a Logo by Hand, Stone Lake Elementary School. How to Get onto High Contrast Mode on a Chromebook, Sierra Enterprise Elementary School. How to Make a Stress Ball, Sunrise Elementary School. How to Make Chocolate Cupcakes, Pacific Elementary School. How to Make Homemade Soap, Del Paso Manor Elementary School. How to Safely Mow a Lawn, Sunrise Elementary School. How to Use a Chromebook, Sierra Enterprise Elementary School. Making Hot Cocoa Bombs, Florence Marcofford Elementary School. Screen Sharing with Zoom and Google Meets, Florence Marcofford Elementary School. Here comes the middle school finalists in the grades 7 to 8 Instructional category. The finalists are Baking and Hopefully Not Burning with Adam, Catherine L. Albiani Middle School. Baking with Karis, Andrew Carnegie Middle School. How to Bake Sugar Cookies, Catherine L. Albiani Middle School. How to Clean Your PC, John Barrett Middle School. How to Have COVID Safe Gatherings, Winston Churchill Middle School. How to Make a Lego Stop Motion, John Barrett Middle School. How to Make a Protein Smoothie, Andrew Carnegie Middle School. How to Protect Your Trading Cards, John Barrett Middle School. How to Put Together a Skateboard, Will Rogers Middle School. How to Shoot a Bow and Arrow, John Barrett Middle School. How to Ski, Catherine L. Albiani Middle School. Mask Manners, How to Properly Wear a Face Mask, Sutter Middle School. In the grades 9 to 12 Instructional category, the finalists are Creating Goals That Motivate, Cordova High School. How to Be Successful in Distance Learning, Pleasant Grove High School. How to Care for a Mantis in 9 minutes, Franklin High School. How to Do the Alphabet in Sign Language, Franklin High School. How to Make a Beaded Lizard Keychain, Inderkum High School. How to Make a Homemade Fire Extinguisher, Franklin High School. How to Make a Video, Inderkum High School. How to Make Chocolate Chip Cookies, Franklin High School. How to Thrive in Distance Learning, Franklin High School. How You Fix a Bicycle Wheel, Inderkum High School. Scratch the Itch to Stitch, Cordova High School. Staying Healthy, Center High School. There you have it, this year's Student Educational Video Awards Instructional finalists. Those were really short clips, but you know we got the full-length versions ready to roll next. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. with our PSA finalists right here on SECC Comcast 16, our last category to reveal before Sunday's big event, the Student Educational Video Awards.
Hi, I'm Harper.
And I'm Nicole.
COVID-19 has been affecting us all year.
Schools are closed.
Restaurants are closed.
You can't visit friends and family.
Life is hard. It's so important for all of us to do our part and stay safe and healthy. Today we are going to go over how to stay safe and connected with friends. Did you know that germs can travel up to 6 feet? That's why it's so important to stay 6 feet apart. This is what 6 feet looks like. If you can touch your friend, you are too close. There's a right way and a wrong way to wear a mask. As you can see, this mask is way too big, so it will not protect me. This mask is a great fit. It's nice and snug, and it will keep the germs out.
Washing your hands is really important to stay safe and healthy. Make sure you have soapy water and make sure you wash for 20 seconds. Sometimes I like to sing happy birthday 2 times.
Those are the most important ways to be safe and healthy. Here are some ways to stay busy and also connected with friends.
Be a pen pal with your friend and send them a letter.
Or go for a bike ride.
Read a book.
It's really fun to Zoom your friends.
How are you, Harper?
Good.
Thank you so much for listening to our public service announcement. For more information, please visit cdc.gov and covid19.ca.gov.
Hello, my name is Ama Talagwa. I am in 3rd grade, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to draw an owl similar to this one. The materials you will be needing are a pen, a pencil, crayons, colored pencils, and a blank piece of paper. Leave a little space and go up like a volcano about there and make a loop and make another loop and go down. Then you will want to do this at least 3 times. It does not have to be perfect. You do not want it perfect. Then you want to go up about halfway and make your eyes. You'll want to do this 3 times. Make a circle 3 times. Make sort of like glasses and make another circle. The circles do not have to be the same. Then you want to come back around right here and do the beak. Do a little curve. And go back around. And about right here, below the eyes, do the wings. Now you'll want to come back up, make little pupils. And then you will want to take your pen and you'll just want to outline a little. Only outline the wings. Then you will want to grab your pencil and start shading. do it lightly. Now we want to get shading the beak. And what I am going to do, I am going to make the pointier side of the beak darker and make my way up the scale to go lighter and lighter and lighter. Then, once you feel like you're done shading, you are going to go like this with your finger, and you can see how it blends with the light shade. That's definitely what you want. Then you will start to notice that you have pencil on your finger. That is totally fine. You can just wipe it off on the outside of the owl, and it will, and you just go like that, and the pencil will start to get off your finger, and it will make this cool effect on the outside of the paper. And you want to do the same thing with the other wing and the beak. Next, you'll want to blend the color pencils with the gray. Next, you'll want to use your crayons.
Product should look like this. Thank you for watching.
I'm going to be making a mug cake. Mine day, I'm going to be making strawberry shortcake. You're going to need a tablespoon and a mug. You're going, in these boxes, there's these. You're going to need these to make it. First, you're going to need to take this and open it. Then pour it inside here. Next, we're going to need 3 tablespoons of water. Next, you're going to need a spoon to mix it so it does not turn out all like squishy and mush. Like one time I happened to one of my friends when he tried to make it. Next, we're going to put it in for 1 minute and 10 seconds. Let it sit for 2 minutes and always grab the handle on the candle. Let it sit for 2 minutes on the candle. Now you're going to need a frosting. Squish it like this. Then open it. You might need scissors. Then put it on. You maybe need to go and do this. Next, eat it. Actually, you maybe want to put sprinkles of candle on for fun. Good. This is delicious. Now I'm going to put this there, and now I'm going to go with my sugar speed.
Emma Delagua. I'm in 3rd grade, and today I'm going to show you how to make pancakes. To make pancakes, you'll need pancake mix, milk, butter, a bowl, 1 egg, a whisk, and 1 cup measuring spoon. First, you measure out 1 cup of pancake mix and you pour it in the bowl. Next, you take 1 egg and you crack it in your bowl. Then you get your milk and you pour it in the bowl until it's a good consistency. I think that's about enough. Move that off to the side. Then you take your whisk and you whisk it until it's a good consistency. After you're done whisking, your pancake batter should look like this. Once you have your batter ready, you grab a knife, a spatula, and another measuring cup. And you grab a pan. Then you take your batter, and you have your batter, and you turn the stove on with help of an adult. I have my mom right here. And then you have this. And now that it's heated up, we take a little bit of butter and we just go like this and just smooth it around. Now that we have our butter spread, we grab our measuring cup and take small little scoop, just like that, and we put it over and just pour it on where the butter was. Now we wait for it to cook. And now we check. Okay, it's ready. Now we flip and wait some more. Now that it's done, we grab our pancake and we put it on the plate. Now that we cooked a couple more, it's time to taste. You can have it plain like me, or you can have it with syrup, with strawberries, with bananas, with fruit. Now you can make your own pancakes at home. Thank you for watching.
The year 2020 was pretty challenging. There was many changes that I wasn't prepared for. I learned some ways to stay positive and have a good attitude. Like anything else, it takes practice to stay positive. So here are 3 easy ways to stay positive during these challenging times. There are some great places in Sacramento to go outdoors. Taking a walk outside is one way to practice positivity. It gives me energy. I like to do something kind by donating to my local food bank. There are many people who are hungry and need groceries. When you do or say something kind, it goes a long way. Think about the good in your life. Make a list of things that you're grateful for. I like to write at least 5 things that I'm grateful for. One thing I'm grateful for is family. Being positive isn't always easy. If you practice these 3 easy steps, positivity will be a bigger part of your life.
Hey Cougars, welcome back to Cooking with Ben. Today we'll be making tacos. You'll need 1 pound of ground turkey, onions, taco seasoning, either crunchy taco shells or regular tortillas, and any toppings you want. And adult supervision.
Place oil in the pan over medium heat. Add 1 pound of turkey meat and stir. Bake taco shells at 300 degrees. Add a half cup of onion and stir. Add and stir your seasoning with water, then add your taco meat. Pull out shells after 5 minutes. Remove turkey meat once brown. Heat your tortillas on a pan. Then serve with any of your favorite toppings or salsa.
Voila! Tacos. Ooh, my favorite. Thank you.
Hello, students. Today, we're going to be doing arts and crafts. Can someone give me a pair of scissors? I get it!
I got it. Whoa! I should have never ran with scissors.
Hi, today I'm going to teach you how to carve a pumpkin. The first step is you want to pick a pumpkin that's like the size for you. Second step, you're going to want to use tools from a kit. The tools you're not going to want to use is this. And then another tool you're going to need is a scraper thing to get the guts and then you're going to need a bowl, not with holes. And then you're going to need paper towels, lots of them. Scrape out the guts and seeds. You don't want to leave any guts on the ground, like even if you drop them, pick them up right away because a person could slip on them. So now that you've taken out the guts and seeds, you're going to draw your face. And now that you've drawn your face, it's time to start cutting it out. And make sure you pick up your mess.
Girls, did you clean up the mess you made?
Okay, so now that you've done the whole carving process and you know how to safely carve it, now it's time to light it. If you're a younger child, I would recommend these smaller fake candles that you can easily just, there's a little switch on the bottom. And then if you're an older child, you need parent supervision to light it yourself. And if you do light it, then you want to make sure you put it in the pumpkin before you light it. And I'm going to be lighting mine. My sister's going to be using that other one. So let's put this in there. All right, and it's inside. All right, and now that you've got your carving and everything done, it's time to set them out here.
Why do you want to be able to design a logo by hand? A hand-drawn logo has a unique artistic feel that is different from computer-generated graphics. You also want to be able to draw a logo by hand because your school projects may only allow you to draw by hand and not with computer.
Hey, you're not supposed to be using computers. Now, let's design a logo by hand.
Step 1. Understand the functions of your product or organization that you are designing for. For example, let us say I am designing a logo for my school's STEM club. I find that my club aims to give science and technology experience for elementary students. Step 2. Make sure the logo is made out of simple shapes that represent your product or organization and not just a group of cluttered graphics. For example, for my STEM club, I used the Sierpinski's triangle as the overall shape because the triangle contains a famous mathematical phenomenon. And I chose a diamond in the middle to present the feel of a superhero because I wanted it to represent the triumphant feelings a student can feel from a successful STEM project. Step 3. Draw some different designs using your shapes to see which one is more simple and meaningful.
This one.
Step 4. Choose an even number for your dimensions so you can draw the logo precisely. For example, I chose all 3 side lengths of my triangle to be 8 inches so I can measure the midpoint of length 4 at each side of the triangle. Then I can connect the midpoints together so the drawing can be precise. Side lengths with decimals can make it hard to draw accurately. Step 5. First, draw the design with a pencil and eraser and then color it in with markers. Draw it out with tools to make lines straight and precise. If you're not satisfied with your drawing, feel free to draw more drafts, then pick one out that you like best. Let's recap. Step 1. Understanding the functions of your product or organization. Step 2. Choose simple designs with simple shapes. Step 3. Compare different designs. Step 4. Draw your final design with even dimensions. Step 5. Draw with a pencil and refine. That's it! Have a blast designing your logo by hand!
Hello. Today I will be showing you how to get onto high contrast mode with a keyboard shortcut on a Chromebook. As you can see, my screen is totally normal right now, but if you press Control and the magnifying glass and H at the same time, you can completely change the color of your screen. And that is how you get onto high contrast mode. High contrast mode is originally used to make text easier to read. Text on a computer or on a phone can be hard to read sometimes. High contrast mode makes it easier to read by making the text color either black or white, depending on the original color. Therefore, this makes it a lot easier for people with low vision to actually read text on their computers, in school or not.
Hi, have you ever been stressed during distance learning? I'm Emma, and I'm here to show you how to make a stress ball to help you out. To begin, we need to make sure we have all the supplies: flour, a water bottle that is empty, a piece of paper, and a balloon. Next, we take a measuring cup and scoop as much flour as you want and pour it in the paper cone. Make sure that you have more than 1 cup. And this is the part where things get messy. Then, we take out the paper cone and stretch the balloon over the bottle. After you flip the bottle, the contents will pour into the balloon. Remove the balloon from the bottle and make sure that the air is removed. And finally, tie the balloon. And there you have it, a stress ball to de-stress your stress. I hope you enjoyed this video.
Hi, my name is Chef Daniela, and I'll be making chocolate cupcakes.
I'm going to show you how to make something that you use every day. I'm talking about soap. Soap is especially important now during the COVID pandemic because it helps kill viruses and bacteria that are on your skin. It is very easy to make. I'll show you how. You will need shea butter, scent, coloring, a measuring cup, and a soap mold. The first step in making soap is cutting the shea butter soap into squares. 2 squares is best. The important ingredient in the soap is glycerin because it adds moisture. Next, cut a square of soap scent. I've chosen avocado cucumber scent. Add the shea butter and scent to a cup for melting. Okay. Melt on high for 30 seconds. Remove the melted soap. It should be completely melted. Then add a color that you like and any other accents like glitter or dried flowers. Stir them together until they are well mixed. Lastly, pour the mixture into the soap mold. Wait until it is completely hardened. When the soap is hard, take it out of the mold and you have homemade soap.
Time to mow the lawn. Make sure your feet are protected with proper footwear. Before I start, I have to clear the lawn of dog droppings. Yuck! I also have to make sure no toys are on the lawn. Yeet! Grab your lawnmower from the shed. Undo the handle screws to put the handle in place. Make sure you tighten the screw down. Check the oil and gas on your lawnmower. Ask a parent to help you or teach you. You need an oil rag and pliers. Find the oil stick and then loosen it with the pliers. Grab your rag and grab the oil stick out and check the oil. Do you see those X's right there? When they're full of oil, that means it's full. Let's check again to make sure. Fully X's. Once you've checked the oil, put the cap back on and turn it. There. Now we check the gas. This is the part where you need a parent to help you. Ask a parent to help you fill it up with gas. It could get messy. Now we take our lawnmower to the starting point on the lawn. Before you start the engine, make sure to turn on the choke and the gas. Using the pull string, pull really hard and the lawnmower will start. the lawnmower with both hands. Make sure you walk and don't run. When you get to the end of the lawn, pull the front wheels up and turn the lawnmower 180 degrees. Try your best to follow the cut lawn line you create. Take your time and you will have a perfectly cut lawn. That's how you safely mow a lawn.
Hello, my name is Lanice.
Hi, my name is Gracie.
And we know it's hard having to use a Chromebook, so today we're going to be teaching you how to use one. First things first, when you are turning on your Chromebook, don't keep pressing the on and off button. It will not turn on and not work for you. Here's an example. This student right here opened the Chromebook and kept smashing the on and off button. Do not do this, it will not turn on. Also, you may not slam on the keyboards. It may damage the keyboards and you might have to pay for it. Here's a video of a person smashing the keyboards. Do not do this, it may break the keyboard.
Down below, you see some icons. They are your app.
Another careful and important rule is you must be very careful with the Chromebook. It is very fragile and easy to break.
You have to be able to know the controls to be able to use a Chromebook.
So now let's talk about the controls and see how to use them.
Controls are an important part of the Chromebook.
First things first, we're going to talk about copy and pasting. Copying and pasting is really easy to do and really fast. To copy, it's Control C, and then to paste, it's Control V.
Another important control is Control plus Shift plus Q to log out of your Chromebook.
For this control, you are supposed to do Control T for a shortcut to open up tabs quickly, and Control Shift plus T to close the tab.
Last and final control is really simple. To edit bookmark, all you need to do is press down and hold the control key. While holding the control key down, press the letter.
And that's all you need to know about the Chromebook. Soon you'll be an expert. Thank you guys for listening. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Paige, and I'm going to show you how to make a cocoa bomb with lots of tips and tricks.
Are the ingredients we used to make a strawberry cocoa bomb? We used white chocolate, we used almond bark. We did some freeze-dried strawberries for decoration and for the inside, mini marshmallows, strawberry Nesquiks, and just for a bit more stuff, some strawberry flavor.
First step, melt your chocolate. If you have a almond bark, ask for a parent to cut it up.
If you're using one of the candy melts or wafers, you can just pop that in. For the microwave time, 1 minute to 30 seconds, and keep on checking it each time. We added freeze-dried strawberries into it to make it strawberry chocolate for the strawberry cocoa bombs. Here's a tip for you to how to make your cocoa bombs a bit easier. You can get this mold, you pour that chocolate in, and then you can always cut them up into smaller so you can roll it around in it so you can get chocolate all around the base. Another tip, for extra flavoring in your bomb, you can use strawberry flavoring or whatever flavor you're making, not extract. You take your marshmallow, put it on the top of the bottle, and flip it back, and then let it dry. This will make your bomb extra flavoring. You'll need 1 marshmallow that has flavor in it in your bomb. Here's how you fill the molds. Take 1 spoonful of chocolate, take your mold, plop it in the chocolate, and then spread it around with a spoon. You can get more chocolate if needed. Roll it around inside the mold. Tip it upside down and pour any extra. You can use a spatula to scrape off any extra too. Flip it upside down onto a cookie sheet. Place it in the freezer for about 5 minutes, no longer and no shorter. Once the timer goes off, take your cocoa bombs out of the freezer, then carefully peel back the molds to reveal your cocoa bomb. No cracks. Here's another tip. First, do your shells, then fill them. That way, things go quicker. And this is how you fill them. You take our marshmallows that we made earlier, some strawberry mix, quick mix, regular marshmallows, and freeze-dried cut strawberries. Here's another tip. First, put your marshmallow and 1 of the strawberry flavored marshmallows in, and then put the next quick. So that way, you get more of the marshmallow. Take a handful of marshmallows and put them in 1/2 of the cocoa bomb, and then take 1 of your special marshmallows and pop them in 2. Then take your freeze-dried cut strawberries and place them in 2. Then take 1 tablespoon of the Nesquik into the cocoa bomb so that way it can sink through the marshmallows. And then keep on repeating this a couple times so that way you get all of them filled. Notice that I'm only filling half of the cocoa bombs. That's because the other half is going to be tops. Ask an adult for help with this. Take a pot with boiling water and put a plate over it. So we're going to use this to help glue the 2 cocoa bombs together. Take your half of your cocoa bomb and roll it on the top of the plate hardish. Then take your other half press them together.
By heating half of the cocoa bomb, it will use as glue to glue the cocoa bomb together.
Like this one, we'll fix it a little bit. Use some leftover chocolate from the hot plate and use it to fix those cracks. Here's a tip. Take an upside down muffin tin, put some saran wrap over it so it's easy to clean up. Then take your cocoa bomb. It's okay if it has like a little smudge or something. You want to put that face side up so you decorate it over it so it looks all nice and pretty. For decorating, take your melted chocolate in a Ziploc bag. Pour the melted chocolate into a bag. Tiniest! And when I mean tiniest, I mean tiniest. Like, very tiny. Here's my tip. When putting the icing on, you don't want to start on the cocoa bomb. You want to start off the side of the cocoa bomb and then go across it as fast as you can. Like that. You can always put something on top. First, we're going to use the freeze-dried strawberries. And you want, if you're going to put something on top, make sure the icing's wet so it can stick. Let's try it. Add hot water or milk and put your cocoa bomb in it. In this video, I used warm milk, so that's why I took a bit for it to melt. Then wait for it to explode. It's really cool to see it bubble up. It's like you see the marshmallows, then you see like the powder, and you see every little bit that you put into it. And make sure to stir it around too. Another favorite of mine is Oreo! For the Oreo Coke Bomb, you'll need some white chocolate, marshmallows, mini Oreos, some Oreo pudding added to your regular hot cocoa mix. Add crushed Oreos to the white chocolate to make it Oreo flavored chocolate. For this one, I put the cocoa bomb in first, then I poured the hot milk over it. It's still pretty cool to see it too. The ingredients for the chocolate cocoa bomb is almond bark, chocolate flavored, marshmallows, and cocoa mix. Now for those that you want to go fancy out there, we took our white chocolate and some red candy melt and mixed them together to get a nice swirled shape. And then we added crushed candy canes into the cocoa bomb to give it to make a candy cane cocoa bomb. Thanks for watching. Hope you go make a cocoa bomb.
I'm going to show you how to screen share on Zoom. So right here would be my screen that I see, and then the Spinosaurus would be the screen that you would see. So I'm going to teach you how to screen share. So you press the green button share, and then you hit desktop. And then you hit this button right here, and then hit share. And then you have your shared screen. And then to stop the share, you press stop share. Now you can share your screen on Zoom too. Back to the studio. I'm going to show you how to share your screen on Google Meets this time. So this is my Spinosaurus Spiny in this screen. And this is me in this other screen. So I'm going to show you how to share your screen on the Google Meets. So first you push present now, and then you press your entire screen. You press this button, then share, and then you have your shared, and then you have to wait for this to load, and then your screen is shared. You can do like, you can show your videos, that if you've made any, your docs, your like almost, you can show anything. So to stop share, you have to hit your Google Meet, and then hit your present button, then stop the share, the present. So if Spiny pinned like the teacher, he wouldn't be able to see the presentation. So you need to unpin them to see the presentation. Back to the studio.
Alright, baking, hopefully not burning with Adam. Let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Adam Magdaleno and welcome to my SEVA 2020 project. Today I'm going to be presenting an instructional format on how to make a pizza from scratch in an oven. I learned this originally during quarantine, and 2 years ago I never would have thought I'd be able to make this and more dishes, but that's a story for another time, I guess. And by the way, I think we should call this baking and hopefully not burning with Adam. And so let's go to the counter. Now before you get started, you are going to want to have on deck 3 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 packet of fast rise yeast, or 1 jar, it doesn't matter, any yeast will truly work. You're going to also want 2 tablespoons of salt, and that will be all for the construction of the dough. And now for your toppings and sauce, you can mix this up however you want, but I'm going to be pretty boring today and go for some marinara pizza sauce, pepperoni, black olives, and mozzarella cheese. And so let's start making the dough. And now that you have all your resources available to you, our first step into making the dough will be scooping 3 cups of flour into your bowl and making sure there's a well in the middle. Now that you have your well of flour, now you're going to want to mix in your 4.5 teaspoons of yeast, your 1 tablespoon of sugar, your 1 cup of warm water, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And now stir until it's all combined. And while combining, you might have to start mushing it with your hands. And don't forget to wash your hands. Now that you've combined all your resources, you should have this. And before we keep going, you're going to want to take an even bigger bowl than the one you were just using and lightly oil it with some olive oil. And this will be for later, so just now set this aside, and from here we can keep going. And now you want to take that flour I told you to keep for later, and this is where it gets used. Sprinkle it on your workplace. And now you want to take this, get it all up in the flour until you have a nice dough ball. After about kneading for 10 minutes, you'll be left with this dough ball. And now you're going to want to take that lightly oiled bowl that you did about like 10 minutes ago and place it in there. You're going to cover it up with either plastic wrap or cloth. Either one will work fine. And my personal preference is plastic wrap because you get to see the dough rise itself. However, it doesn't matter. And Now you are going to want to wait for 30 minutes to an hour or until it doubles in size. And there you go, there's your dough. Now after about 30 minutes to an hour of letting your dough sit in plastic or cloth, take it off and bend. Your dough should have risen to about twice the size. So now you are completely done with this bowl. You can go wash it, do whatever you need, and for I'd say about a good 20 minutes, you are gonna now want to just take this, roll it out, and just get it in the shape of a pizza that you would want. Also, don't forget to flour your surface. Okay, and after those 20 minutes of rolling out your pizza, you should have it looking in a circle or whatever size will fit your pan. And before you start putting on your toppings, aka your sauce, your pepperoni, you're gonna wanna just slide it onto whatever you will be baking it on. So, once you have that on, which I'm clearly struggling to do, oh my goodness, you can even fold in the crust if you want to a little. Make sure not to tear the crust. That's actually very important. It's kind of hard to tear it though, so I don't do it. But now it is time to grab your marinara, or whatever you want, pepperoni, olives, and you may begin putting on your toppings. And by the way, whenever you're putting on your pizza sauce, I guarantee it will be easier if you pour it on and then you spread it around with a spoon, which is what I have it here for. So, let's get into it. Okay, and quick intermission. Before you keep going, I want you to go and preheat your oven to about 450 degrees. And now that you have your crust already, and all your toppings with your cheese, your pepperoni, your olives, greens, whatever you put on there, and whatever kind of cheese you put on there. Now your last step before you throw that bad boy in the oven is just to put some, just a small bit of olive oil on the crust and just brush it. And wait, throw that thing in the oven for 15 minutes. And just like bam! I don't know how seamless that transition was, but there's your pizza. Now it's time to take it out of the oven. And there you go. There's your pizza. So, thank you so much for watching this. And big shout out to my sister for helping me film some of this. And also thank you to my parents who supplied me with all the correct materials. But that wasn't all, so thank you for watching Baking and Hopefully Not Burning with Adam. And let's roll the short amount of credits.
Hello everybody and welcome to Baking with Karis. I'm Karis Madsen and today we're baking chocolate chip cookies. Before you start making the cookie dough, you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. First, you're going to need 2.5 cups flour, 1 teaspoon salt and 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 stick of butter and 1/2 cup of Crisco, 3/4 cup white sugar, 3/4 packed brown sugar, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon vanilla, and finally 2 cups of chocolate chips. So let's get started. Okay, so first we are creaming our butter and our Crisco. So first we are gonna scrape our butter into the mixer. And then we're also gonna scrape out our Crisco. Okay, so we're gonna close this, lock it, we're gonna set it to level 1. Okay, so this is how it should be looking right now. And you're gonna let this go for a little bit, and then you're gonna add your white sugar. This is how our mixture should look. And now we are gonna add our white sugar and our brown sugar. Okay, so now we are gonna add our white sugar and our brown sugar, and we're gonna cream that in with our butter and Crisco mixture. Okay, we're gonna close this and we're gonna lock it. Make sure nothing flies out, and we're gonna put it on level 1 again to make sure nothing flies. Okay, so we're gonna unlock it and we're gonna quickly scrape the sides, scrape the paddle, scrape all the sides, get all that goodness in, make sure it gets all combined. Right now would be a good time to add your vanilla in, so let's go do. Okay, so now we're gonna slowly add our vanilla. This gives it a good taste. Okay, so now we are gonna add our 2 eggs. We're gonna add them in slowly, 1 to add at a time. Okay, so now we're gonna let that mix in. And we're gonna keep it on a low speed. Okay, so the first egg is mixed in. Now we're gonna add our second egg. We're gonna put it on a low speed. We're gonna pour this in. Okay, so now we're gonna combine our salt and our baking soda into our flour. We're gonna make sure not to spill this, and we're gonna mix it very slowly to make it all combine in. Okay, so now we're gonna take our spoon, we're gonna close this, lock it, we're gonna put it on a low speed, and we're gonna slowly add our mixture in. Okay, so make sure when you're doing this step, make sure to stop a little bit in between scoops to scrape down your sides to get all that mixture in. We're still adding our flour, baking soda, and salt mixture in. When it gets close to the end, you can just dump the rest in. So this is how our mixture looks, and now it's time to add our chocolate. Now we're gonna spray our ice cream scoop with our non-stick spray. You should probably spray it over the sink if you can. Okay, so now that our scoop is all sprayed, it's time to start scooping cookies. So we're gonna take this, and we're just gonna plop it down. See? It's that easy. Here's our second batch of cookies, and all is left is 3 minutes and 59 seconds. And right here is how the first batch came out. I'm pretty proud with how the first batch came out, because they're crispy on the outside and ooey gooey on the inside. These are how the cookies turned out. I am pairing them with a glass of milk, and I can't wait. So we are all done baking the cookies, and they are amazing. Let me know how yours turned out. Bye.
Hello, my name is Phoebe Ricafrente, and today I will be showing you how to make sugar cookies. Here are the materials you will need for making the sugar cookies. Here are the ingredients you will need for making the cookie dough. And lastly, here are the ingredients you will need for making the frosting. Before you make your sugar cookies, you must preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. First, you need to combine the unsalted butter and the sugar in the mixer. You should beat the butter and sugar until it appears fluffy. Then you should add sour cream and stir it together well. Then you add the egg yolk, egg, and vanilla, and you also stir that together well. Now, in a separate bowl, whisk the flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt together. Now, take the combination from the second bowl and pour it into the mixer. Stir this mixture until it is well combined. When you're done, the dough should look like this. The dough will be sticky, so you should wet your hands a little first. Now take small handfuls of the dough, roll them up into a spherical shape, and put them on the tray. Pat them down a bit. It is important to make sure the cookies are fairly far apart from each other so they won't overlap while baking. Now, place the cookies in the oven and bake them for 8 minutes. When 8 minutes is up, take the cookies out of the oven. Now you are done with the cookies. Now that the cookies are done, let's make the frosting. First, cream the soft and unsalted butter for 3 minutes until it looks fluffy. Then, add the pinch of salt and the vanilla extract. Then, slowly add the powdered sugar until the mixture is smooth. Lastly, add heavy cream 1 tablespoon at a time. Now the frosting should look like this. For the food coloring, I chose blue, though you can use any color you like. Now, apply the frosting with a rubber spatula. You can also add other decorations such as sprinkles. Now you're done with your sugar cookies. Enjoy!
So people my age have been saving up and buying these PC towers, and we've been mainly using them for like work, school, and sometimes gaming. But it's important to clean them, so today I'm going to be showing you how to clean your PC. So the tools that I usually use is some compressed air, some wipes, and a screwdriver. So to start out cleaning your PC, make sure it's turned off and make sure to unplug it from the back. So after you shut it down and unplugged it, make sure to unscrew the screws to open up the side panel. After you unscrew it, make sure to take all the screws and the side panel and put it somewhere where you will not lose it. So after you've opened the side panel and you have all your stuff ready, you get your compressed air and use it to where the places where it seems like there's dust, and make sure that it goes out. So after you've cleaned all the inside of your PC, you're gonna get your wipes, lift your PC up a little bit, and you're gonna wipe where under it to get all that dust out. So after you finish all the cleaning, you're gonna get your side panel and screw it back in. Now when you've finished everything, you can just plug it back in and you're ready to go.
How to have COVID-safe gatherings. As we all know, the best way to hang out with friends during this pandemic is through Zoom. I'm guessing you've already been doing that for the past year or so. So, if you want to see a friend, or maybe even two in person, here are the steps on how to do it safely. Step 1. Before planning your hangout, check if you have any COVID symptoms. That includes, but isn't limited to, fevers, the loss of taste, the loss of smell, or even headaches or fatigue. Step 2. Once you're 100% sure you don't have any symptoms, schedule your hangout, but try not to set your location at a coffee shop, the mall, your house, or anywhere inside. Outside is better because air can circulate, and it has a lot more ventilation than you would have inside. Step 3. Before you meet up with your friend, pack food if you plan to eat. It's best to bring food from home and not share to lessen the risk of getting the virus. Step 4. When you meet, stay 6 feet apart at all times, whether that means having a socially distant picnic like this, riding your bikes around the neighborhood together, or even playing online phone games like Minecraft, Among Us, or Roblox. But really, anything outside will suffice. Step 5. Be mindful about when you take off your mask. If you're eating or doing something like that, it's obviously okay to take it off. Just remember to put it back on once you're done. You may even need to have your friend remind you to. Step 6. Skip the goodbye hug. I know it sucks, but we have to stay 6 feet apart at all times. So, give your friend a wave, or even an air hug. Step 7. As soon as you get home, before touching anything else, wash your hands with soap and water. But just a reminder that this clip is sped up, and you should be washing your hands for at least 20 seconds. So count to 20 or even sing a fun tune. And you're done! Now you know how to have COVID-safe gatherings. Stay healthy and wear a mask!
How to make a Lego stop-motion video. First, put a Lego base plate on a flat and even surface, along with a backdrop that can be any color you want. My set will be in a forest, so I'm going to use grass, leaves, and trees and rocks for my background. Then choose some figures, and you can mix them up however you want to get the look you want for your character. I would also give your figures accessories like tools or food. You can also add animals in your background, so I will add this dinosaur. Now you need to light up your set. For this, I would have 3 bright lights and place them, one facing the back, one facing the front, and one facing the side. Make sure to turn off any unnecessary lights in the room and close any windows. Also wear dark clothes to prevent flickering lights in your photos. Position your figures on the set and then get your camera ready. Place your camera on a sturdy tripod or stand that won't move. To make your figure move, whip its arms or legs a small amount on each picture to make a smooth movement from later editing. To edit your video, line up all your photos in order. Then shorten each photo to a length of 0.10 seconds. Then you should have the full video.
Welcome to how to make a protein smoothie. Protein smoothies are very beneficial for your body as they contain lots of protein and many different vitamins. Let's get started.
For our ingredients, we will need ice, strawberries, blueberries, spinach, milk, orange juice, and vanilla whey protein powder. Step 1. Grab your blender and plug it in. Step 2. Cut up 7 or 8 medium-sized strawberries, which can be fresh or frozen. It's your preference. Then, measure half a cup of ice and half a cup of blueberries. Put both the ice and blueberries into the blender. Next, measure out 1 3/4 cups of spinach and add it to the blender. For our liquids, measure 1 cup of milk and 1 cup of orange juice and pour into the blender. Finally, take 2/3 a scoop of vanilla whey protein powder and add it to the blender as well. Step 3. Make sure you tightly secure the top of the blender and blend the ingredients on high for 30 to 45 seconds. Step 4. Presentation. Remove the lid and pour the smoothie into glasses. If the smoothie is too thick, add more milk or orange juice and blend it again. Top with anything you want, such as oats, granola, or fresh fruit. Now we are finished. Enjoy your freshly made protein smoothie.
Hi, my name is Mustafa Khalid, and recently people have started to collect trading cards again. So in this video, I will show you how to protect them. This right here is called a penny sleeve. They are cheap, but they don't give much protection. But they are still something to protect your cards with. Next up, we have Ultra Pro deck protectors. They are pretty sturdy and give nice protection. They are pretty much mid-range price. Last but not least is top loaders. They are thick, really big protectors ready for heavy duty. Inserting cards into sleeves is very easy. As shown in the clip, you have to pinch it to where you can insert the card and insert it in. Same goes for the Ultra Pro deck protectors. You pinch it, insert the card, push it in, and that's it. As you can see here, I am putting it in an Ultra Pro deck protector and then putting it into the top loader for extra protection. The top loader is very tight, so you're gonna have to find the right place and squeeze it in. You can find penny sleeves at Amazon by searching up penny sleeves. You can find Ultra Pro deck protectors on Amazon by searching up Ultra Pro deck protector sleeves. They're around $8. You can find top loaders at Amazon by searching up top loaders. They are around $8 to $48 depending on the size or the quantity. We learned that there are 3 types of sleeves, being penny sleeves, Ultra Pro deck protectors, and top loaders. You insert penny sleeves and Ultra Pro deck protectors by pinching the sleeve and inserting the card. And with the top loader, you have to slide it in. The prices range from $5 to $10. That is it for the video. I hope you learned how to protect your trading cards.
Hi, I'm Gwen, and I'm going to show you guys how to put together a skateboard. Once you have all the tools and parts, that you need, you're going to put the trucks onto the board by tightening the skateboard hardware onto them. Now for the bearings. Once the trucks are completely onto the board, you're going to put the bearings into the wheels. How to do that, you ask? First, you put one bearing on the truck with the shield side down. Then, You put one of the spacers on it, then you push the wheel as hard as you can onto it. After that, you put another bearing onto the truck with the shield side down and press the wheel against the truck. Repeat 4 times. Time for the wheels. So, once you have all the bearings in the wheels and the trucks are on the board, you're going to put the wheel with the pattern side facing upwards and then put one of the nuts onto the truck and tighten it until it gets tight. But if it's too tight, loosen it, because if it's too tight, the wheel won't rotate correctly. Once all of that is done on all 4 wheels, then it's time to ride.
How to shoot a bow and arrow. Here are some important things to remember when handling your bow. First, remember to never ever point your bow at any living thing, as if you let go, you could seriously harm them. Second, remember to never ever set your bow down on the ground. Always set it on a bench or a table that is above the ground. Third, remember to never ever dry fire your bow. This means never pull back your bowstring and let go of it when there's not an arrow attached. Here are 5 simple steps to shoot a bow and keep your bow in good condition. Step number 1, always inspect your bow and arrows for damage. Look for loose or missing feathers and loose and missing tips. This arrow has a missing feather. I will not be using it. Step number 2, build your do not enter area. This is where people and pets are not allowed. I chose these 2 trees. Step number 3, clip your arrow onto the bowstring. You will want to make sure that the white or one feather that is different is on the outside. Step number 4, you will want to focus in on your target and begin aiming, and repeat steps 2, 3, and 4 until you are done shooting. Remember, compound bows are easier to aim with than traditionals. When you have finished shooting your bow and arrows, you want to store them in your case if you have one, and or in a cool, dark place. Anything like a closet or underneath your bed would work. I chose this hall closet. Here's a quick recap. Always inspect your bow and arrows for damage. Build your do not enter area. This is where people and pets are not allowed. Clip your arrow onto the bowstring. You will want to focus in on your target and begin aiming. When you have finished shooting your bow and arrows, you want to store them in your case if you have one, and or in a cool, dark place.
How to ski, an instructional tutorial. Step 1, gear. First, I personally recommend a pair of long johns with extra underwear underneath. Secondly, you'll want to choose either snow pants or a snow bib. To me, snow bibs are more comfortable because snow can't get in through the waistline when you fall. One of the main components to skiing is your ski boots. Now, when you put them on, you'll want to pull up this part to get your foot into the boot. Now, when you get your feet into your boots, you'll want to buckle them up so they are tight enough not to fall off a ski lift, but not too tight where your feet cramp. Tip: failure to keep out clothing items besides your socks in your ski boots will result in poor blood circulation, which will cause your feet and calves to cramp. Lastly, you'll need to wear a snow jacket. Step 2, safety. Due to COVID restrictions, you must wear a neck gaiter or a mask while skiing. Disclaimer: You can pull it down while skiing. When you are skiing, you can get really thirsty, which is why I recommend using a hydration pack, preferably one that straps to your back and not the waist. You'll need to wear a helmet at all times to protect your head when falling. You can also, if you want to, utilize a pair of skiing goggles, which protect your eyes from the blinding snow. Step 3. Ski lifts. So the way it works is that everybody goes in a straight and single file line, and there are multiple lanes typically. Now, while everybody is doing this loading process, you must remain conscious and courteous. This means that your skis shouldn't touch the skis or snowboards of other people. Once you arrive at the loading dock, you should stay put at the red line until a new ski lift chair comes down, and you should chase after the back of it. After that happens, you should look behind you to see a new ski lift chair. Now, once all of the passengers are situated, you may pull down the safety bar. Step 4. Skiing methods. For beginners, when you first ski, you want to ski with the method of pieing. That is when your feet spread apart to form a triangle to slow down, and when you put them back together to go faster. When you eventually get more advanced, you will want to go faster, and you'll turn by lifting your back skiing foot slightly and hold it until you make a full 180-degree turn, otherwise known as parallel. Lastly, step 5, which is the final step, is on how you should fall. Now, it is guaranteed that you will fall eventually at some point. So, when you fall, it is optimal to fall to your sides and not in front or behind you, because if you don't, you can pull a leg, muscle, and or break a bone. However, sometimes when you are skiing too fast, your skis will fall off your boots and you'll fall forward and start rolling, which is perfectly fine. Just make sure not to roll or fall off a cliffside. Now that you have viewed this tutorial, you may get the correct gear and repeat all of the steps on this list. You are now ready to enjoy your day of skiing.
When choosing the right mask, options may be overwhelming.
Wow, there are so many different types of masks.
Let's start with the basics.
Stay away from bandanas that are repurposed to be used as masks, as they may leave many holes for germs to come in.
Well, then I use a mask with a vent. It seems safe and breathable.
Actually, you should refrain from using those as well.
While they prevent contaminated air from coming in, your germs escape through the vent, which defeats the purpose.
Well, what can I wear then?
Handmade masks with a filter and disposable masks are safe and reliable.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Wait, hold up. You aren't done yet. Merely having the right mask isn't enough. You have to wear it correctly too. Make sure the mask is secure around your nose and cheek.
No offense, but this mask is really ugly. Do you have anything else?
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. Doubling your mask can not only cover the bleak hospital mask you're wearing, but can better ensure your safety.
This is so much better. Am I good to go?
You're all good. Remember, merely wearing any old mask is not enough. Choosing the right mask and wearing it properly is all a part of the process. Stay safe.
Have you ever felt unmotivated and overwhelmed with what you're working towards in life? And me too, you're not alone. But this may be a sign that you need to create new goals. Now, when creating goals, it is important to make them correctly so that you can follow through with them and reach your fullest potential. The following tips that I'm about to give you help with creating these goals. A well-known goal algorithm called the SMART technique was created by well-known authors George Doran, Arthur Miller, and James Cunningham. S in the SMART technique stands for specific. What exactly are you looking to achieve, and is there any way to narrow down that goal? It is also important to have specific goals so that you know exactly what to strive for. The M in the SMART technique stands for measurable. How will you know you achieved your goal? A is for attainable, meaning is the goal achievable and not impossible? Do you have all the resources you need in order to achieve this goal? R stands for realistic. Are you able to attain the goals with what you have, and do you have the ability to make it happen? Realistic goals don't necessarily have to be obvious or easy, but you should be able to reach them, as that's the purpose of goals. Last but not least, the T in the SMART technique is time-bound. You would want to consider when you want to achieve this goal. Going back to realistic, the time you give yourself to achieve this goal should be reasonable, but not over-exaggerated. Now that we know how to make goals, let's look at the different types of goals we should be creating. Process, performance, and outcome goals are the three categories of goals that can be also divided into short-term and long-term goals. Process goals are action-based. In sports, this is technique, form, or in academics, something as simple as studying for 3 hours a day. These types of goals are completely controlled by you and, in other words, are short-term, meaning they'll be achieved faster and you'll be making them more often. Achieving 4 A's this semester and running a sub 5-minute mile are both examples of performance goals. They can be controlled by you, but are more difficult to achieve. Lastly are outcome goals. These focus on placement. From being top 10% in your class to winning a game, outcome goals aren't always under your control. Although outcome goals are very necessary and will keep you motivated, they shouldn't be your only focus. Process, performance, and outcome goals should all be incorporated in your daily life. Now, the level of difficulty for a goal can be reflected through a parabola. The harder the goal, the more motivated you may feel, up until it becomes so difficult. If that is the case, the goal will actually do the opposite and will discourage you. That's why it's important to push yourself, but not past your limit. And going back to our SMART technique, realistic goals are very important so that you don't feel stressed and overwhelmed for what you can't handle. Now with this information, I hope you create process, performance, and outcome goals using the SMART technique so that you feel inspired and motivated to take on tomorrow.
Hello, my name is Haley, a fellow student on this earth. Lately, our world has gone through some crazy changes, and everything has had to adjust along the way, including our school systems. I know the struggle of adjusting to online courses. So today, I will be sharing with you a few secrets that have enabled me to be successful during this time of distance learning.
First things first, set your computer to night mode. This adds an unnoticeable orange tint to your screen that reduces eye strain and headaches. This will allow you to focus more on your assignments rather than fatigue. This feature can be found in the settings of your computer software. Specific operations vary upon the type of computer. Now we're going to shift gears specifically into synchronous learning. Alarms are going to be your best friend when participating in remote learning. Set an alarm on your device to go off 5 minutes or so before each virtual class. This will ensure that you won't lose track of time and arrive late to your class. These will act like your school warning bells. Another way to make online classes more efficient is to put all your links and passwords into one virtual document. This way, all of your class information will be in one place and you can easily navigate from class to class. Here's a bonus tip. Bookmark this virtual document so it is even easier to access from your computer homepage. Now onto the topic of asynchronous learning. Using an hourly schedule can be very useful in maintaining time management. I like to plan out exactly when I will work on each assignment, and specifically for how long. This has helped me to verify that I am only spending the necessary amount of time on each assignment. Make sure you also schedule break times. You don't want to get burnt out. Another useful tool that I have been utilizing for a while is timers. Setting timers can be useful in keeping up with a set hourly schedule, while also acting as a source of motivation. However, setting reasonable timers is key here. You don't want to cause this for a rushed and low-quality performance.
These asynchronous tips are universal and can be used even when we go back to in-person learning. Adjusting to unprecedented change can be stressful and nerve-wracking. With the proper skill sets, anyone can navigate through challenges and learn to be the most flexible, patient, and successful version of themselves. These skills should help in making this adjustment just a little bit easier. I wish you the best of luck in navigating your virtual events and classes. Thanks for watching my video. Bye!
Praying mantises have long been kept as pets, with some hobbyists having one or two and some building up collections of thousands of insects. It's very easy to replicate the natural habitat of a praying mantis in the home, and with a few pieces of inexpensive equipment, you can put together a professional looking setup that can generate great interest and even aesthetically pleasing additions to the home. Caring for your praying mantis. Keeping a praying mantis as a pet is fun and relatively speaking is not hard at all. But of course, a praying mantis does need proper care to stay healthy and strong. It doesn't really matter if you have brought your own mantis or if you have found a mantis in nature. Most of them need the same basic care. The following points will help you in keeping your praying mantis happy and healthy. Habitat for your mantis to live in. So the general rule is that the height of the habitat or enclosure is 3 times the length of the mantis and 2 times its width. So let's say your mantis is around 3 to 4 centimeters in length, then an enclosure with the dimensions of 12 to 15 centimeters high times 6 to 10 centimeters wide and 6 to 10 centimeters deep is perfect. Or for example, anything around half a pint to a pint in size, including 24 to 32 ounce deli pots or a cricket tub, which is also great at this stage too. You don't want anything too big, as the mantis won't see the prey you put in there and might starve. If the mantis is not yet an adult, you need to make sure there is something for the mantis to hang from in order to molt too. So either a mesh lid or mesh at the top, just under the lid, and or horizontal twigs/sticks. These sticks need to be high enough for the molt to occur without the mantis touching the bottom, hence the 3 times body length rule. With regards to foliage, etc., well, it's up to you. People who have 1 or 2 mantids tend to make their enclosures as aesthetically pleasing as possible. This is purely for your own benefit, of course. The mantis couldn't care less from how pretty it is. I suggest the odd piece of foliage as this might make the mantis feel a bit more at home. Not too much as to make the place look too busy though. And also, if there's too much, then prey will just hide and your mantis won't see it. Again, possibly leading to the poor mantis going hungry. Temperature. Different species have varying requirements. Environmental living conditions is just one of them and is reflected by their natural habitat. Some species in damp forest areas, while others live in deserts or dry grasslands. Certain beginner species, like ones from the Hirudula genus, giant Asian mantis for example, or the Spherodomantis genus, giant African mantids, etc., can tolerate a relatively wide temperature range, about 22 to 30 degrees Celsius during the day, with a dip down to 19 to 21 degrees Celsius in the evening. This means that providing the room choose to keep them is within this temperature range, then no external heat source is required. However, if you decide to keep a more exotic species, then you must research into the care of these mantids from a variety of sources. If no care sheets are available, then research into the origins of the mantids can be done, as that an understanding of the natural habitat of that species can be achieved, and thus recapitulated in captivity. If the room you decide to keep the mantis does not provide adequate heat, then external heat sources will need to be used, such as heat mats, heat lamps, or both. Humidity. Place substrate on the bottom of your enclosure. This substrate can be anything that will absorb water and that will not mold easily. For example, tissue paper, vermiculite, potting earth, shredded wood, pieces of bark, or sand. The purpose of the substrate is to release water slowly, thus keeping humidity in the tank a bit more constant. To ensure adequate humidity, you need to spray the substrate at the bottom of the enclosure every day or every few days during the week. Depending on the type of housing and on the species of the mantis you keep, you will have to regulate the humidity levels accordingly. For example, if you have more ventilation holes in your enclosure and your mantis requires 60 to 80% humidity, then you will need to spray water more often to keep the humidity levels up. Feeding your mantis. The food requirements of a praying mantis will vary depending on a number of factors, such as developmental stage of the mantis, sex, species, general health, size of the prey, and size of the mantis. Also, adult males require much less food than females. For example, a young nymph will only be eating small fruit flies such as Drosophilia melanogaster or Drosophilia hydae, or if they are particularly small species, then even smaller sprays such as springtails may have to be considered. Young nymphs of certain larger species such as Idolomantis diabolica, however, can take green bottleflies or houseflies immediately after hatching from the ootheca. These young nymphs are likely to require feeding every 2 to 3 days due to the fact that smaller prey have a lower nutritional content than larger prey items. Also, young nymphs tend to be much more active and as such require more energy. Older nymphs, however, maybe 3rd to 6th instar, can be fed slightly larger prey due to green/blue bottleflies, small hoppers, and small roaches, etc. They're also very much less active. This means that they can be fed fewer times a week, maybe every 3 to 4 days. Longer and more mature mantids such as subadults or adults can be fed even larger prey and may only require feeding every 5 to 7 days. A general rule is that until the mantis reaches at least 5th to 6th instar stages of development, the size of the prey is not to be more than half the size of the mantis itself. An order of pre/subadults and adults can tackle prey 3/4 its own size, with larger species being capable of taking prey their own size. All this is dependent upon your objectives though, things such as how fast you want your mantis to develop, and whether you want to fatten your adult female before breeding and or for the ootheca production by gravid females will dictate how often you feed your mantis, and also the size of the prey you give them. When feeding your mantis, make sure the mantis will actually eat the food you offer when you introduce live food to the enclosure of the mantis. This food can hide or escape. When this happens, often the mantis will starve. To make sure your mantis will eat what you offer it, you can watch until he has caught the food. You can also offer the food with tweezers directly to the mantis. If you do this carefully, the mantis will grab the live food item directly from the tweezers and will start eating instantly. Prey that moves a lot like flies will generally be caught much more easily than prey that hides, like roaches or crickets. As is the case with yourself, I can't emphasize enough the importance of the varied diet for your mantids. Only feeding them one type of food item is not the most ideal situation to maintain a mantid's health. If you can, a diet made up of a variety of flies, blue/green bottleflies, hoppers, young locusts, adult locusts for larger mantis species, roaches, mealworms, morio worms, wax moths, and other prey items are available is ideal. However, I appreciate that it is not always possible, so if you can only feed your mantis 1 or 2 prey items, then it is important to gut load them with the appropriate food items in order to maximize the nutritional value of the prey. Examples of gut loading include a mixture of honey, water, and bee pollen for flies, while roaches, worms, and locusts, fresh fruit, and vegetables are perfect. Remove uneaten food and clean the enclosure. Mantises aren't the tidiest of diners, and they'll leave behind all manner of debris, including legs, wings, chewy or hard bits they didn't like, such as stomach contents, etc. And you need to remove these regularly to prevent mold or bacteria growth that will infect and or kill your mantis. Also, it won't smell or look very nice. When cleaning the enclosure of a mantis, just remove all the substrate and wash the inside of the enclosure with hot water. Do not use any detergent as this can harm the mantis. Dry the enclosure and add fresh substrate and any clean foliage you might have taken out. I hope my guide to mantis was helpful for you.
Did you know that there are 446 people in just America that are deaf? It is very crucial that they could feel included in a conversation. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to do the alphabet and sign language to help you get closer with anyone who uses the amazing language of signs. First is A. You simply want to take your hand, put your 4 fingers down, and place your thumb against your fingers. Next is B. You hold your hand up, you keep your 4 fingers up, and you tuck your thumb in. Third is C. You simply make a C shape out of your hands. Fourth is D. You're going to pull down your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky finger, and simply place your thumb on top of them. Fifth is E. You want to take down all your fingers, and bring your thumb right under your forefingers. 6th is F. You're going to bring down your index finger and put your thumb on top of it. 7th is G. You're going to place your hand towards the side. You're going to bring in your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky finger. 8th is H. You're going to bring in your ring finger, your pinky finger, and tuck your thumb. 9th is I. You're simply going to tuck your ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, and thumb, and keep your pinky out. 10th is J. You're going to repeat the same steps from I, but after you're going to swing your pinky in the shape of a J. 11th is K. You're going to take your hand, you're going to bring down your ring finger and your pinky finger, spread apart your middle finger and pointer finger, and put your thumb in between the two. 12th is L. You're simply going to make an L shape with your fingers by bringing down your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pointer finger, and bringing your thumb to the side. 13th is N. You're going to make a fist with your hand and place your thumb in between your pinky and ring finger. 14th is N. You are going to place your hand in a fist again, but instead you're going to place your thumb in between your middle and ring finger. 15th is O. You are going to make a circle with your hand by placing your thumb and index finger together. 16th is P. You're going to tuck your ring finger and your pinky finger. You're going to turn your hand to the side and spread out your middle and pointer finger, and you're going to place your thumb going towards your middle finger. 17th is Q. You're going to place your hand downwards. You're going to tuck your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pointer finger, and point your thumb and pointer finger downwards. 18th is R. You're going to place your hand up, bring down your ring and pinky finger, place your thumb on top, and cross your middle and index finger. 19th is S. You're going to create a fist with your fingers and place your thumb over your index and middle finger. 20 is T. You're going to create a fist with your hand and place your thumb in between your index and middle finger. The 21st is U. You're going to simply bring down your ring finger and your pinky finger, place your thumb on top, and keep your middle and index finger pointing up together. 22nd is V. You're going to bring down your ring and pinky finger, place your thumb on top, and separate your middle and index finger, forming a V shape. 23rd is W. You are going to bring down your pinky, put your thumb on top of your pinky, and separate your ring, middle, and index finger. 24th is X. You are going to bring down your middle, ring, and pinky finger, placing your thumb on the inside of them, and creating an arch with your pointer finger. 25th is Y. You're going to bring down your index, middle, and ring finger and separate your thumb and pinky. And 26th is Z. You're going to bring down your middle, ring, and pinky finger, place your thumb on top, and draw a Z with your index finger. Well, hopefully it helped you out in some way today. Rewatch as many times as it takes for you to get your alphabet and sign language. Bye!
Hello, my name is Emily and I'm going to be teaching you how to make a beaded lizard keychain. Enjoy! Before starting, gather the following materials. You'll need a total of 50 beads. In reference to this picture, you'll need 2 for the eyes, 6 for the belly, 12 for the feet, and 30 for the body. Additionally, you'll need 4 feet of lanyard string, a lanyard hook, and some tape. First step is to create a loop. Bring the 2 ends of your string together to find the middle.
With the string folded to half its original length, pinch below the middle point to create a small loop. Next step is knot a string with the lanyard hook. Feed the loop through the lanyard hook like so, and feed the remaining string up and through the loop. This should create a knot. Next, secure your lanyard hook. Secure your lanyard hook down with some tape. Next, lay out your beads. This will help you string together each row. Next, string together the first 4 rows, also known as the lizard head. Take the bead from the top of your layout and feed it through one of the strings. Then feed the other string through the bead in the opposite direction. Pull both strings, allowing the bead to move to the top. Keep in mind your lanyard string may twist. Do the same for the next 3 rows of beads. Put the number of beads for that row on all at the same time. Repeat the same process. Remember to keep your lanyard string tight for the best results. Next, string together the front legs. After you complete the first 4 rows of beads, it's time to move on to the legs. Starting on the left side, string the 2 beads which are the color of your lizard's body, then string the 3 beads on for the feet. Move these to the top. Using the same string, feed it through the first 2 beads only. Hold the first 2 beads closer to the middle and pull the string through, allowing the feet beads to go into a triangular shape. Make sure to keep your lanyard string tight. Do the same thing on the opposite side of the lizard. Next, string together rows 5 through 9. Remember to use both strings. Next, string together the back legs. Repeat the same process using only 1 string at a time. Next, string together the remaining rows. Next, end off your lizard with a knot. Use both strings to tie a knot as close as possible to the last bead. Don't forget to cut off the excess string. Lastly, enjoy your beaded lizard keychain. You could attach it on a car keys or a bag of your choice. They're great decoration. Thank you for watching my video on how to make a beaded lizard keychain. I hope you enjoyed. Bye!
Hello, my name is Calvin Wong, and in this video, I'm here to teach first-year chemistry students in high school about how to make a homemade fire extinguisher. There are many people who don't have a fire extinguisher in their home,
so I thought it'd be a good idea to teach those people how to make one with common household items.
The materials you'll need are an empty water bottle, vinegar, water, baking soda, toilet paper, and soap. Step 1. Remove the water bottle cap and create a hole in it. Ask an adult to help you with this step. Step 2. Pour vinegar into the water bottle and fill it to about 2 inches. Step 3. Pour water into the bottle until the bottle is about 2/3 full. Step 4. Add a tiny bit of soap into the bottle. Step 5. Take 2 pieces of toilet paper and put on about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of baking powder on the paper. Step 6. Roll up the toilet paper long ways and fold it in half. Make sure not to create a tear in the paper. Also make sure baking powder is evenly spread out inside the paper sack. Step 7. Twist the end of the sack and thread it through the hole in the bottle cap. Step 8. Twist the cap on the bottle and make sure the sack doesn't touch the liquid. In order to use this fire extinguisher, push down on the knob of paper and shake the bottle at whatever you want to put out.
Thanks for watching my instructional video. I hope that it comes in handy for anyone in the future.
Oh, hi. Oh, I'm just writing a script for a video I'm working on. Say, do you want to know how I put together a video? Okay, I'll show you. Let's go. Step 1 is coming up with an idea. I like to write down a bunch of ideas in a notebook and then come back to them later. I'm not going to make any of these you see on the screen because I already have a specific idea in mind. Step 2 is writing a script. I use the demo version of Fade-In, which is a screenwriting software, but using special software isn't always necessary. I've used Google Docs before, which is much easier to collaborate on if you're writing a script with multiple people, and it works well if you're already familiar with screenwriting formatting. Step 3 is to plan out your shots. Now there are a couple ways you can do this. You can either just write down which shots you're going to do, like medium close-up of this thing and where you're going to do it, or you can storyboard it out, which I like to do when I have the time. You see the storyboard for this video on screen right now. Step 4 is just sort of a general preparation for filming. Figure out where you're going to film and which costumes and props you're going to use. Step 5 is going out to film. More often than not, I just film at home, but filming on location can be fun too, if quite a bit more difficult. If you can't film on location, a green screen is almost always a good alternative. Try to get lots of different angles and make sure your camera is steady. If you're getting audio, bring a microphone or record in a quiet place, which probably wouldn't be on location. Step 6 is editing. Once you've gathered the footage, it's time to cut it down, put it together, and make it into a single video. I use Adobe Premiere, but WeVideo is a good free free to cheap alternative that runs in your web browser. Then you're done. Save the finished video to your device and upload it, wherever you'd like to share it.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Hi everyone, I'm Natalie. Are you craving some chocolate chip cookies? Well, you're in luck. Today I'm going to show you how to make soft and chewy chocolate chip cookies. Let's get baking. Here are all of the ingredients that you will need to make this cookie. Before we get started in making our cookie dough, let's go preheat the oven. Preheat our oven to 375 degrees. Next, we'll get our baking sheets ready. I'm using silicone baking mats, but if you don't have these at home, you can also use a piece of parchment paper and a metal baking sheet. Now we have everything ready, so let's start making the cookie dough. First, we will whip our soft butter in a stand mixer. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can also use a hand mixer as well. Whipping the butter will incorporate some air into the mixture and make it fluffy. Now, let's add the white sugar and the brown sugar into our whipped butter. We're going to cream this together until combined. Now we will add the eggs and vanilla into the batter and continue to mix until combined. And our vanilla, make sure that you scrape the sides of your bowl and continue to mix until combined. Now that we have all of our wet ingredients combined, let's get a separate mixing bowl. Sift our flour, baking soda, and salt together. Since we sifted everything together, let's give everything a whisk so that everything is distributed equally before we add this to our wet mixture. Now we can add our dry ingredients into our wet ingredients. I'm going to add about 1/3 of our dry mixture into our wet mixture first. We're gonna let that combine just until the dry ingredients have been absorbed into the wet ingredients. Once that happens, you can add the rest of your dry mixture and let that fully combine. Now that everything is evenly combined and looks like this, we can add our chocolate chips into our dough. And then let that mix for a couple of seconds. Once everything is combined now, we're gonna scrape this off. Now we're ready to scoop our batter out onto our baking sheets. Now I'm going to be scooping out our chocolate chip cookie dough using a 1-inch small ice cream scooper. If you don't have one, you can do 2 heaving tablespoons of the cookie dough onto your baking sheets. Now I am placing each cookie about 2 inches apart so that they have enough room to spread out while they are baking in the oven. Now, let's pop our cookies into the oven. Now we're gonna let this bake for 7 to 9 minutes or until golden brown. Take them out of the oven and let them cool for a couple of minutes before we enjoy them. Once your cookies have cooled down for a couple of minutes, enjoy your cookies with a fresh glass of milk. Thanks for watching!
Hey everybody! Today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 life hacks on how to dominate during distance learning, so let's jump right into it! We all know how difficult it is to wake up in the morning, especially when school is only a couple of feet away. To feel refreshed and energetic in the morning, drink a warm cup of water with lemon juice. Be careful when cutting the lemons. You might need adult supervision, just in case. Warm lemon water rejuvenates your skin and cleanses your body. Most of the time when we are tired in the morning is because we are dehydrated. So remember to drink water right when you wake up in the morning to feel ready for the day. To wake yourself up, put your moisturizer in the fridge so it's cold and ready for you to use. This allows the product to last longer and give off a soothing effect on your skin. Most of us like to stay in bed while doing school, but it puts so much strain on our back. An easy fix is to use a mini desk made for your bed. You can sit up while doing your work, while staying in the comfort of your own bed. You can get many headaches from being on the computer all day. Blue light glasses have been very helpful in reducing the bright lights on screens to give a more calming orange tone to look at instead. Here's the difference. This will help reduce the amount of headaches and keep your eyesight intact. If your headaches still won't go away, it could be the air quality in your room. Use an air purifier to clear the air and create a healthier environment for you to study in. Your headaches still won't go away? Well, headache or not, it's important to constantly be drinking water since you're at home staring at a computer screen for a long period of time. Place your water bottle on top of your phone so every time you go to check your socials, you remember to drink some water too. Have you ever accidentally closed a tab you didn't mean to? Just press Ctrl-Shift-T, and the last tab you had open will pop back up on your screen. To-do lists remind us about all the things we were supposed to do, but procrastinate on. So make a more specific to-do list, listing every single small assignment or chore you need to get done. The more items you check off, the more productive you feel, which motivates you to keep working. Use sticky notes to organize important assignments, reminders, or any information you may need to see on the daily. Stick them in places you know you will see them for sure and toss them out when you finish the task. When writing notes, use blue pens. Research shows you'll be able to remember information easier when it's written in blue ink rather than black or red ink. That's all for this video. Remember all these tips so you can thrive in distance learning. Stay safe, everybody!
How to patch up a flat bike tire. You'll need a tire lever, sandpaper, vulcanizing glue, and a tire patch. The first thing you're going to want to do is remove the tension on the V-brakes, and then release the tension on the lever. And then you should be able to pull out the wheel. Remove the cap and release the air. On the back of the tire lever, there may be a bump that you can use to make this easier. Now use the tire lever and use the smooth end to hook the inside of the tire. Pump up the tube and try to feel and listen for the hole. If you can still not find it, try to put the inner tube underwater and look for the air escaping. Next, you're going to use a sandpaper and sand down the area where the hole is. And now grab your vulcanizing glue and make sure that the area that you use to glue is bigger than the patch. Now grab your patch and peel off the foil. Apply the patch onto the vulcanizing glue and be sure to hold down for 30 seconds. Remove some of the air, but leave a little bit. Now line up the valve and put the inner tube back in. The next step is to use your hands and hook the tire back onto the rim. Put the wheel back onto the bike and tighten. On the wheel, you can find the recommended PSI. Pump up the wheel until the air inside feels like a tennis ball. Put on the cap and reattach the brakes. And that's how you fix a wheel on a bicycle.
If you want to start off learning crochet, you're going to need a few simple stitches. First, I will be teaching you a simple single crochet stitch. Next will be a half double crochet stitch, and lastly will be a double crochet stitch. All of them are easy, and I promise you will be able to pick them up very quickly. Let's get started. Starting off with a single crochet stitch. This is very easy. You will be looping your working yarn around your hook and just simply pulling it through. This creates the very known stitch-like look. Moving on to a half double crochet, you will be looping your working yarn around your hook, inserting it into your next stitch, pull the yarn through, leaving 3 loops on your hook, loop your yarn, and pull through those 3 loops on your hook. Again, you will be looping your working yarn around your hook, inserting it into your next stitch, pulling the yarn through, leaving 3 loops on your hook, loop your yarn, and then pull through those 3 loops. Moving on to a double crochet stitch, you will be looping the yarn around your hook, inserting it into your next stitch, leaving 3 loops, loop your yarn, pull it through the first 2 loops on your hook, loop your yarn again, pull it through those last 2 loops. Again, you will be looping the yarn around your hook, pull it through your next stitch, leaving 3 loops on your hook, pull it through those first 2 loops, loop your yarn around your hook, and pull it through those last 2.
My name is Haley Snyder and I'm a senior at Center High School. Many students this year have been struggling with distance learning, myself included. I've noticed that for myself, it's easy for me to slip into a state of depression and just having no motivation in general. I've learned through trial and error what helps me not get into those states and what helps me keep my motivation and my positive energy. And I would like to share what I've learned with others just in case it could help anybody. The most important thing is personal hygiene. This is stuff like brushing your teeth, washing your face, brushing your hair, taking a shower. If you feel clean, your self-confidence and your energy levels will go up and you will overall just feel better. It's really important to not just drink a little bit of water every now and then, but to continue drinking water throughout your days and to stay hydrated. It's really important to remember that iced coffee and juice and tea and stuff like that does not substitute water. If you struggle with eating disorders or you just have a bad relationship with food or anything of that nature, there are videos on TikTok and on YouTube of people eating their meals specifically designed to help and encourage people who have struggles eating, helps them just to feel okay about eating their meal and encourages them to fuel their body and be healthy. It is extremely helpful if you have a specific place to put all your schoolwork. When I'm not working on my schoolwork, it stays in my backpack. This helps me stay organized, so if I need something, I always know where to look for it. Taking time out of your day to just relax and do something that makes you happy is very important. This could be playing with your dogs, or cooking, or painting, or going on a walk. Basically just anything that makes you feel happy. People tend to forget that your happiness and your mental health should be your priority.
Thanks for tuning in for all the instructional finalist videos. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. with our PSA finalist announcements.
Today, I will be showing you how to make delicious chocolate chip edible cookies.
That you have to watch out for.